Landon Bubba Turner sat at the center of the story surrounding Mackenzie Shirilla's deadly crash because of his close connection to both the victims and Mackenzie herself. He was a longtime friend of Dominic Russo and Davion Flanagan, the two young men killed when Mackenzie drove her car into a building at 100 miles per hour, and he also spent time around Mackenzie in the months leading up to the tragedy. That overlapping bond placed Bubba in a unique position, caught between the victims and the accused, which is why his police interview has become such a key piece in understanding what really happened that night, and why his perspective continues to fuel debate over Mackenzie's conviction.
Recording. No longer muted.
Okay. It is 10:21 at 12:56. We are at Marietta College PD, and we are here with Landon Turner and his dad. Can I get your name, sir?
Mike.
Mike, thank you. All right, Landon. So, where do you know Davion from?
Oh boy, he went to my elementary school. We weren't like the closest back in elementary. We weren't the closest. I'd say about middle school. That's when we got really close in middle school, and then high school year, he decided to join football, so that brought us even closer. I think what made us the closest was COVID. COVID made us really close. Oh yeah, we would stay up all night. Me, him, Fayez, EJ. We'd all stay up play Modern Warfare all the time and just talk about school, talk about football, all that stuff. That's where I guess that's where we got really close at, and that's when we started hanging out every day. I started treating him like a brother to me. He was one of my best friends. He also came to all of my birthday parties for how many years in a row. We'd always wrestle outside my front yard. We'd always have a wrestling match, me and him. Every year it'd always be like, it would be 50-50. One of us would win. We just don't know who.
Yeah.
I think the last time we fought, I think he won. I'm pretty sure. I haven't been able to get him back yet.
He's a strong dude. He was a running back.
Oh, yeah, he was strong dude, and he'd always put like cocoa butter on his skin, so he'd always be slippery too. So
really?
We would try to grab onto him or something, he would just slide because he would always put all that cocoa butter and lotion on.
Didn't know that. See, that's good. So, I'm very sorry about your loss. Really, I know you tell me how close you guys are, and I can't imagine what you're feeling truly. And I'm not trying to, underestimate here the pain that you're probably still going through. And once you come back to the Ville, you're gonna see the memories in person, the places you guys used to go to, and it's going to be hard. And I hope, my words will give you some level of comfort in knowing that we just want to know more about him. So you've known him since elementary school, really.
Yeah.
And that's a very long time. But there's a specific period of time that I'm interested in, and that's the time when he kind of moved out of the house, was it last year, and he kind of stayed with you. Can you tell me about that?
So he came to me one day, and he was asking me, he was like, hey, could I stay at your house for a week? And I was like, yeah, no problem. I got a whole extra room for you. Don't worry about it. And when he came, he stayed there. He ended up deciding it was going to be a lot more long term. And I knew he got kicked out, but I didn't know the reasons why. I mean, after he moved back, I found out why he got kicked out. But the reason he told me originally was not the same reason. He told me that him and his parents just couldn't get along, and that he would come home too late at night. He was breaking curfew every night, and his parents didn't like it. I later found out from them that it was because he was more aggressive, I guess, in the house. He was an aggressive person. He would, throw dressers in the wall. He put a hole through his mom's door or something like that. And, but we would always be out. We'd always go out. I mean, some nights we would take my mom's car. I got caught for doing that one time, but we would take my mom's car, we would take my car, my dad's car. We'd go out and we'd just drive and just talk about life, talk about his struggles, talk about my struggles. He was a very, very, very mentally down person. He was down mentally bad. Everything in his life, he thought it was going against him. Girls from school would make fun of him, would do all this, talk behind his back.
Really?
They would talk to him for weeks on end, trying to get him to be in a relationship, and then end up playing with him or screwing him over ultimately. He like a lot. He never really felt welcome. I feel like cause me and him, we were when we would talk at night and stuff. We could relate. Like he was the only other person mentally that I could relate to. I feel like, and he felt like that nobody was there for him. Like he had no one had his back a lot of the times, and he knew that I had his back forever. Like he knew I'd always have his back, and but he just felt like. I don't know. Like there's a lot more. I know his stuff with his family. There a lot of stuff he was not on good terms with his family like that. I know he loved his sisters to death. He loved them to death. But his parents, his dad, I think wasn't his dad the one that coordinated them moving back in. It was his dad. He was more cool with his dad than he was with his mom. Like
Wow.
he really didn't. If he were to go to ask anyone to be his dad, it wouldn't be his mom.
Okay.
Basically.
So mentally down. Was he? So you've known him since elementary school. So when did you start seeing, those signs? Was it toward high school or all along?
A lot towards high school. I'd say it all started in high school mainly. I don't know the family side of it. I don't know if the family thing has been there his whole life, but I know with social interactions and like friends and girls and stuff like that, that all started happening in high school.
He was adopted, right?
Yeah.
Did he ever talk about that? Was that part of the beef with them?
Yeah, he I can't remember what he would say about it, but him being adopted, it was a big factor in it. He felt like he just didn't belong in the house, and
Like they did not love him and welcome him, or he just felt as an outsider. I mean,
like both, I guess. I mean, like his mom, because I sat there after we found out he passed away. His mom would sit there and tell us about how she would just run through his room, completely flip it upside down, searching it, and would just make his life like a living hell, basically. And like that's what he would always tell me, basically, is how like his mom would just make his life a living hell, basically, and that he didn't feel welcome in the family. I don't know if he didn't feel loved, if he didn't feel like that, or if he just felt like he was an outsider. But I just
didn't fit in.
Yeah, he just didn't fit in.
So, do you think his mentally down was a result of that, or do you think the school contributed to it, like the way he was treated at school?
I think it was both. I think it was a combination of both, because he was always like the more socially type kid. Like whenever he walked in the room, no matter if he was down or not, he was making you smile. You loved the kid to death, and I just feel like both were overwhelming him. Like he couldn't do that as much at school, because that's what he would love to do. He'd love to make people laugh. He'd love to make people feel like they're at home. And once that started going away, because he started getting a little bit more down, I think it was just a factor of both colliding at him. Like he would go home, he couldn't escape anything from home, but then he would go to school, and he really couldn't escape anything from school.
Gotcha. So I know, was it last season, third game, he got injured, right?
I think he tore like 30 different things in his leg or broke something like that.
And after that, did you get a chance to talk to him about what the impact of not having football and having this injury had done to him?
I know that he was down about it. He was really down. I don't know, like, I think it was more because he couldn't, like, fully get to his full potential. I feel like he was disappointed that he couldn't show the team and prove the team wrong, pretty much. Because, like, prior to him becoming the starting running back, all the teammates were joking. Like, no one really had faith in being the starting running back. And when he would play in practice and stuff like that, we'd be like, oh, like, everyone would be like, oh, we're going to have to find a new running back. Like, we're going to have to find a new running back. And I feel like it was Davion's, like, biggest goal to prove everybody wrong. And then when he went down that third game, I feel like that's what hit him the most, was that he couldn't prove everyone wrong and prove to them that he is like the player that he thinks he is.
Was he bullied or hazed on the football team?
No.
No? Like, would he be the kind of guy, like, if they're like, hey, after a game or something, or before a game, shove him in a locker and mess with him? Like,
we never did that to, like, any of each other, I guess, but, like, Dave was still looked at no matter, like, because it's such a weird relationship. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, everyone loved that kid to death, but yet they would still mess around with him. So it was like, I feel like Dave couldn't tell if it was love or hate. I feel like he didn't know if people were truly loved him or if they just truly didn't like him and that they thought he was a weirdo.
Gotcha.
I feel like that was his biggest thing too, and because everyone showed love to him, no matter what time of the day it was. It was after the game when we were out partying. If it's during the game, it doesn't matter. Like everybody's showing him love.
Who did he date, if anybody?
Ooh.
With the most recent, I would say.
The most recent that I remember, her name was Heather. That's the most recent I remember, and that was like actually one of the only like public relationships that I knew he had. Like that everybody knew he had a girlfriend. That was like the first girlfriend that everyone knew that he had the girlfriend at that time.
Do you know the time period? Was it senior year, junior year? Give or take.
Beginning senior year. I'm thinking beginning senior year because it's when he still had his Dodge Dart, his cars and stuff like that. It's when he still had all of his white Dodge Dart and stuff.
And did they break up or were they?
Yeah, they ended up breaking up. I don't think it ended up working out. I think it was him that broke up with her. I'm pretty sure.
So he wasn't in a relationship when he passed away.
No, not then. I don't think so. No.
So who would you describe as his clique, his closest friends? Like the dudes or girls, he would kind of gravitate to outside. Like if he got nothing going on, no practice, who's he hanging out with?
I would say most recent, within the time of him passing, it would be the group of like Tyler Proctor and Joey Probes and all those kids. Because I know Joey lives like right down the street from my house when Davion lived at my house, so Davion would always go to Joey's. I remember the one time we came back and Davion, Joey and Tyler were all sitting in my room because Davion had them come over. But like those three were cool. I know they were close.
Weren't Tyler and Joey two of Mackenzie's ex-boyfriends?
Yeah. I know Tyler was, but Joey I don't know for sure. But I know Tyler was definitely.
But I mean, I recently dealt with Tyler.
Yeah.
And he looked sickly to me.
He was, because when you guys first brought up the whole like when the officers, when they came to my dorm, they brought up the whole intimidation thing or the threatening factor.
Right.
I thought you guys were actually referring to Tyler Proctor, because he was blowing me up on Snapchat, trying to like, he was texting me, he was like, "You look mad sus, not responding to me. Is like, this your last chance to respond to me?" And then he ended up like screenshotting our chats and screenshotting my profile or something like that. And like I just kept clearing this conversation. I didn't respond and openly. I was like, I don't care. Like I really don't care if you do.
So I'm gonna be upfront with you. I'm sure your dad would probably also want to know. There were 3 people that I wanted to talk to. It was you, and he was on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and there's Rosie.
Mm-hmm.
And he and Rosie were both served grand jury subpoenas. At some point, either you choose to sit like with us and answer a couple questions and we're done, or they're gonna have to go in front of a grand jury, no attorney, no mom and dad, and they're gonna stand there in front of strangers and have to answer questions under oath, which is a more scary, and you're held accountable. Here you lied to me, hey, I'm not gonna know, I'm taking your word for it, and we're done. On a grand jury, you lie, well, there's ramifications for that. Yeah. So I do appreciate you very much talking to me, but you brought up the intimidation and Tyler. Both your names came up very recently, since I called your athletic director, when the cops came to you. We both got very valuable, very like a person who is very trustworthy, who told us that you and Tyler were receiving threats that if you were to talk to the police, you were going to be off the football team and he's going to have some other issues to deal with. That's called witness intimidation. And for us, that became the catalyst, Mike, to act, to say, hey, we need to talk to you. If somebody's threatening you, if you don't want to talk, you don't have to talk. Right now, you can get up and leave. But if somebody's saying, if you talk to these cops about anything, we're going to get you booted off the football team, that becomes witness intimidation, and that changes the formula. So on that, were you threatened by anybody?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I never got one text. I'm like, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I'm like the kid at Strongsville. Like, nobody ever wanted to mess with me. No, I was a big kid. I've always been like one of the biggest.
6'3", 245.
Yeah, nobody's
Football
ever,
player, and it was
nobody's ever like tried to mess with me. And like even like my close friends, they don't want to fight me. Like they're like, nah, like they think I'm crazy. Like they think I just go crazy on somebody. And so like I've never in my life had somebody intimidate me or text me, threatening me something. The only person that was ever texting me was Proctor. Proctor was the one. If you want me to be honest with you, I think it was Proctor and like Houston that were intimidating everyone. That's who was intimidating everyone, was Houston and Proctor. They were the ones running around talking about hurting Mackenzie, talking about messing with her cars, her house, and stuff like that. They were the ones that were basically going around trying to intimidate people. If I ever got one text, it was from Proctor. It was he was the one that was texting me. Oh, if you don't text me back, like you're gonna regret it. All this.
What did he want from me? If you can,
he never like fully said what he wanted from me.
Any guesses though?
I mean, because like a couple of days after, I had another one of his friends text me, and I was like, I wonder if like this is just a trick to see if I would respond to him and not respond to him. But then I ended up responding to him. But the whole reason for that was because they wanted to get my Snapchat out for these wristbands, because I gave these wristbands out to everybody. And a lot of people were asking for my Snapchat on to like thank me for giving them the wristbands and stuff like that. So I don't think he would go that far though if it was just about that. I feel like he would just be like, hey, I'm sending your Snapchat to this person. They want to thank you for the wristbands. Not sitting there blowing my phone up, calling me, doing all that. Like I had to mute his conversation because he just kept calling me, he would keep texting me. And I was like, dude, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to know what you want to talk to me about. Like I just don't want to be involved with you. Like keep that shit there. Like I'm down here at college. I keep that shit there. But
gotcha. Well, like I said, he's scheduled for grand jury on the 10th of November, so we'll see. If he shows up and talks, good. If not, he's probably gonna get arrested. It's a contempt of court. I mean, there's no way around it. So let's go back to Davion real quick. How did Davion gravitate or get involved with Dominic Russo? I mean, it seems like two different kinds of, athlete, and then business oriented, maybe some other shenanigans.
I know, you guys probably remember when the girl fell down the steps at Dominic's house, that whole incident.
Yeah.
So I know Dom knows Davion. They know each other through parties like that. Kenzie and Davion have always been close. Like they know each other. I know they've known each other since like middle school. But I don't really know how he ended up spending the night at Dom's. I don't know why he wouldn't have asked me instead of Dom, just like for someone to stay at. But I knew right before I found out they were living together, I knew that they were kind of hanging out. They were kind of talking together, because another reason why they were cool is Dom had a studio in his house. Dom liked to make music, and Davion loved freestyle. Davion loved making music. That was his dream, was to be a rapper. And so Davion would always go over to Dom's house to record in the studio. I know Proctor has a studio, so they had all, like, not like a studio. Like Proctor doesn't have a full studio. He just has like a little mic on a computer and stuff. But Dom actually has like a whole room with a microphone and like stuff on the walls to keep the sound in. House all of like the special programming and stuff. And so I knew they got really close off of that, like trying to make music together and stuff like that. Okay. So I think ultimately that's how Davion ended up staying at Dom's, because Davion knew he would go over there and be able to use the studio whenever he wanted to and just be cool with Dom. So I'm pretty sure that's how it was. And it's like also we all went to like a grad party together, because Rosie and Kenzie are best friends. So that's how I ended up becoming really close with Dom too, is because like him just being around Kenzie all the time and me being around Rosie, we just were forced kind of just to talk to each other and be friends. And so we would go out and do that, but then at the same time, Davion would live with me, and so Davion would just come with me. So he also was pulled into that whole group of all of us, with me and my girlfriend, her friends, and like Kenzie and Dom. So I think just that, and then them recording together, I think that's why he ended up staying with Dom and choosing Dom.
Were you at that event, that party, when the girl fell down the stairs? Okay.
I was there.
Was Davion there too?
He actually was the one that helped carry her out upstairs. Okay. He was one of the ones that helped carry her out. But I left before he even did that. I left. Like, when she fell down the stairs, I left. I was like, I don't like blood. I don't like none of that. Like, I'm getting out of here. Because I know when I walked over there, was like she was bleeding bad.
Yeah. She almost died.
Yeah, she was bleeding really bad. So I was like, I'm not. Like, I love her. Like she was one of my friends. Kendall was one of my friends. I had chemistry class with her, but I'm sorry. I don't like blood.
Yeah. No,
it's not my place.
That makes sense. So we don't know why Davion moved in with Dominic. Do you have any idea why he actually was living with him temporarily?
Oh, I know the reason why he had to move in with him is because I know his parents were going on vacation, and Davion had just got a new job where he was moving like some form of freight or something in the back of trucks.
Gotcha.
And it was paying him really good money. I think it was the best paying job that he's gotten so far, and he had like regulated hours, like 9 to 5, like all throughout the weekdays. And so I know he was like trying to hop on that job and make some good money. Mm-hmm. And so he decided to stay home from going on vacation with his family. And that's how he ended up staying with Dom, because he chose to stay with Dom after he didn't want to, like he told his parents he didn't want to go on vacation.
And that's how he ended up at the Burling house residence that night?
Davion ended up there just because he was with Kenzie and Dom at the zoo. I know they were at the zoo earlier that day, but he ended up being there with them because he was just with them all day. I didn't know where else they were at all that day. I just know that they were at the zoo, and because I saw videos of Kenzie posting a video of Dom and Dave holding birds or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I knew they were at the zoo that morning.
Yeah. So that night at the Burling house, who all was there?
It was me, Rosie, Paul, Dom, Kenzie, Davion, and then Nina. Yeah, that was it.
What's Nina's last name? Do you know?
I know it starts with an I, but I don't know how to like pronounce it or spell it.
Okay.
So we talked to Paul about this, and we know there wasn't any illegal activity going on. Okay, maybe some smoking dope and having a beer again. We know there was no like heroin or fentanyl or anything crazy like that. So what was Davion like that night? Who did he hang out with?
That night, I mean, his overall vibe that night was good. Like he was positive that night. Me and him were laughing all night. I'm trying to think. It didn't seem like there was anything wrong with him. Nothing crazy. The only thing that really got me was when he left. He was like, "I love you," and I was like, "I love you too." And that was the first time he said that to me since he lived with me. So that's what kind of threw me off. I was like, all right, like, I love you too. You know what I mean? Like, come here, give me a hug. We gave him a hug, and he walked out the door. I know Paul, he wasn't around all night. He was upstairs. He wasn't even around all night. Me and Davion were in the front room watching. It was a great white documentary about great white sharks in the front room. I know back in the back, all the girls were back there. I think they were watching High School Musical or something like that. Because they were all screaming, laughing. But me and Davion were up there. I remember Kenzie got mad at me because I ate all of her popcorn. She walked away and I ate all of her popcorn. She was like, because they like make the natural popcorn. It's like all organic popcorn.
Yeah.
And so I ate all there. Yeah. And I mean, he was fine. Like, he didn't seem upset. Didn't seem like nothing.
He wasn't frazzled by anything. Nobody said anything. Were you guys just having a good time? Was there anything between Mackenzie and Dominic, or
those
Mackenzie
were
and
those are the rumors I heard a lot, was that Dom and Kenzie were fighting. There was no way in hell that they were fighting. That man, I remember walking in, and that man was cuddling her. She was sleeping. Her head was on his lap. She was wrapped up in this big fuzzy gray blanket on the front couch in the front room. It's a big L-shaped couch, because I was sitting in the corner and Dave was sitting down by my legs. Kenzie was sitting here, and then Dom was sitting at the end here. And so she ended up sprawling out, and he was sitting there cuddling her head, petting her head, making sure she was sleeping good, like smiling at her. Like, I knew, like, there was no, if there was fighting, they couldn't have made it known. Like, they didn't make it known at all. But I know they weren't fighting. Like, they didn't have that type of vibe, nothing there. Everybody was just having a good time.
And see, that's those are the things that, unless you were there, there's no way for us to find out. And so a lot of the kids would tell us the exact opposite. Like, there was a fight.
I remember when I first found out they passed away that morning. Because I found out they passed away, I called my friend EJ, freaking out, and I sped up to EJ's house, and I was talking to him, and EJ's like, that's our football group. Like, that's, like, Davion's football group. And so, like, all of us football dudes ended up meeting at EJ's house and talking. So then I went back to Paul's house, because that's where Rosie and all them were at, and I was talking to them. But then as I went to go drop my mom's car back off there, I picked up my truck, but then I stopped at the memorial where they crashed at. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I got there, that's when Proctor is saying, like, Proctor, Joey, a bunch of these kids are saying, oh, they're fighting. Kenzie's crazy. Kenzie puts voodoo on him. They're fighting all the time. They're fighting. I'm like, they weren't fighting. Like, I don't know, like, y'all just got this out of thin air. Like, they were not fighting. I could promise you that they weren't fighting. Okay. And, like, that was, like, their first thing. Like, they jumped right to that, like, oh, they were fighting. Kenzie did it on purpose. They're fighting. I was like, no. Like, they weren't fighting. Like, Kenzie and Dom walked out together. Dom grabbed all of her bags for her, and Dom came and dabbed me up. Kenzie was like, hey, say bye to everyone, because Rosie and Nina and them were sleeping in the back room. I was up in the front room still. And she was like, hey, say bye to everyone for us. And we're like, okay, we will. And that's when Rosie came walking up, gave Kenzie a hug, gave Dom a hug, and was like, bye. Like, I know that.
Why did they leave so early?
They usually do that. Like, that's like a common thing with everyone. Like, I mean, how many times have we had people over our house? Like, it's just a common thing with us younger teenagers, I guess. It's like, as soon as you get up, it's like you're gone. Like, you were just leaving.
Like 5:30 in the morning? Oh.
Yeah, I'd get up, go to work at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
The couch is cleared. I'm like, man, they got up.
Wow. It's like, we'll end up, we'll sleep, and then, like, as soon as you wake up in that early morning, I want to go back to my bed.
So that is common. I mean, it happens.
Good. Okay, see, like I said, you're shedding some light on issues that are very important.
Do you think Davion, was there ever an issue with him staying with you guys with mom and dad? Like, did you guys ever have an issue with it? Reason I asked is, do you think Davion stayed with Dom because Dom had that place to himself? Right? Like, he had space there. You have a family in your house. Was that ever an issue?
Oh, we just had Landon. I mean,
so you had extra space. You never minded him being there? No. Okay.
Yeah, we treated him like a...
The water bill went up.
Yeah.
That kid would take a 45-minute shower.
He lived in luxury miles. It was like he had, like, completely new parents. He had a brother. Like, that's how we treated him. Like, he would always come in my room and sleep.
Because from the outside, I'm like, okay, well, mom and dad are here, but then Dom kind of had that house to himself.
It's funny because...
Right? So maybe as a kid, I'd be like...
One of the funniest things I found out was when he lived with us, he was a pig. Oh, my God, that dude was a pig.
His room was messy.
I had to clean his room up like 4 times for him. I remember my dog knocked over a bowl of buffalo sauce and a plate of chicken tenders. I walk into the room the one morning. I'm like, hey, Dave, clean that up. I'm getting in the shower.
The carpet's still stained.
We're going to school. I get out the shower. I go to school. We go to school. I come back, and I still smell it in the hall. I'm like, damn, I smell buffalo sauce. So I walk in there. He didn't even move the bowl. He didn't move the plate. He just laid a towel over everything just to cover up the image of it. And I'm just like, oh, my God, dude. So I found out that he actually, when he lived with Dom, he actually would clean up Dom's house for him. He would clean up Dom's house. Like, he would do the dishes for Dom. He would clean off the table.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that until after.
Serious?
I didn't know that until after he passed away. When I talked to Kenzie in the hospital, she was like, dude, he was the sweetest kid ever. Like, he would clean up the house for Dom. But I think it was more because I think that he knew that me and, like, my family had respect for him and he had respect for us. But I feel like he didn't think Dom.
Maybe he felt more at home in my house.
Yeah, he felt more at home. I feel like he felt more like he needs to show more respect towards Dom because it's Dom's house. You know what I mean? Like, it's Dom's house alone. It's just Dom that lives there.
He felt like family with him. He felt like a guest there.
Yeah.
And I tell you, a lot of the times we didn't even know he was there. He was that quiet. I mean, he didn't come out. He didn't come out and socialize much. You know, we'd see him pass by and then, you know, bye, hi.
Yeah.
You know, he asked me to drop him off a couple places before, and, you know, I did that for him.
So, have you ever been in a car with Dominic and Mackenzie?
Mm.
What was it like? What are they as drivers?
I know Dom's a very careful driver. He would always, if Kenzie was going over 10 miles over, 15 miles over, she didn't have a seatbelt on, Dom would always be yelling, hey, put your seatbelt on, slow down. I know Kenzie, I've only ever driven with her once, and it wasn't terrible. I mean, we took that exact same route too, that exact same drive down Progress, down Almeida. We took that exact same route, and like she was going at a normal speed, a speed that I would drive at. I mean, the max I've ever seen her go was like, she was probably going like 40, 45 down Pearl once, and that was about it. In the 35, not the 25 zone, the 35 zone. That was about the fastest I've ever seen her drive. never really scared me as being a passenger in the backseat. I never really like was scared when she was driving. I've only ever driven with Dom once as well, and he drove like a normal person. He drove like he obeyed every law, every turn signal, all of that stuff. He would stop at stop signs. He would stop at red lights. I never had a problem with driving with either of them.
Cool.
Davion on there, Davion was a speedster.
Yeah.
Man.
It's at least I got that also talking to his mom and dad. He liked cars, and he was looking at buying a new car. I know that. It's
he was working on his credit. I think his parents were helping him out with his credit, working his credit.
Right.
So he could buy a car to get a loan.
He had some aspirations. I mean, the kid was trying to make a life for himself. Barber school.
I hate kicking him out. I felt bad after all this, but we needed the room. My daughters were coming in town, and we needed the room for them for graduation weekend.
Now, as a parent, I mean, my kids are younger, but did you ever have conversations with Davion's parents about him staying with you?
They never once contacted us.
Okay.
Never once. I'm assuming they knew he was living with us.
I know my mom said to me, I remember...
Well, that's why we wanted to talk to him, because the parents told us he stayed with Landon.
Yeah, they said he stayed here, and in my head I'm like...
But we had never heard from him or really met them.
My mom said when they came
he went home.
Dave up, when they came to pick Davion up, his mom didn't even want him back. His mom
She was in total shock that he was coming home.
And this is something his dad arranged.
Yeah.
Did he ever say anything explicit about his home life, like I really hate my mom and dad, or I can't wait to move out, or anything?
He always was trying to move out. I mean, for the longest time, he was always trying to move out. He was always. There was times when we still worked at Five Guys, he would always want to try and stay with Ty, Housney. He would always try and he was talking about getting an apartment, and he was talking about getting an apartment for the longest time, because we'd always be like, hey, if you get an apartment, Dave, then we're coming over there every night and we're kicking it, we don't care, because he's been trying to move out of there.
He's friends with Housney?
Not anymore. No,
He
was. Housney tried getting him fired for every single job he was basically at Five Guys. So it started off at Five Guys. Housney would treat Davion like ass. They would always fight. They'd always fight on shifts. There was times where they couldn't even work together. Wow. And then they would just fight. There was times when, because after Five Guys, he went to Papa John's, and then Housney was a GM at Papa John's, and Davion, Housney ended up firing Davion, and Davion was like, I can't stand him anymore. I can't stand being around him. Screw Housney, all that. He would always come into Five Guys and rant about it. And then they went to Chipotle. And then Chipotle, I know Davion ended up leaving Chipotle again because Housney and him had some problems.
Wow. It's like they followed each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's odd.
I know. And that's why I was almost surprised about everything Housney's doing. And I'm like, Housney, I feel like you should know that you and Davion's relationship were not at the best of terms when he passed. It used to be good, but then it, over time was getting killed.
When you say Ty, who's that?
Tyler Jones.
Tyler Jones,
yeah.
Okay.
So, I just want to talk one last thing before we get out of here. We're almost done. I have 2 questions left. But post the crash, after the crash, there were a lot of rumors that happened. Was anything said that you believed was true? Any of the rumors that you believed?
No.
Any other theories about the crash or what might have happened?
The only thing that what my gut and my intuition is telling me is that she passed out. That's my gut intuition. I mean, I don't know. This is not credible at all. But you guys know what a pendulum is?
Mm-hmm.
So I use a pendulum board with a little crystal, and I got in my truck when I was down here by myself, and I got in my truck and I was like, I'm gonna try and talk to Davion with it. And so tried talking to Davion. I asked him a bunch of personal questions, and it was crazy because he was actually spelling out the words of what I was looking for. I was like, this has to be Dave. I have to be talking to something right now.
Mm-hmm. So
then I kept asking questions. I was like, do you think she passed out? I was asking questions about the crash, and he was just like, yes, I think she passed out. And I know that she's prone to passing out or something like that. She's prone to that. She has a medical condition or something with that. And the doctors tell her to put her head in between her knees when she feels like she's passing out. And I know she told me that they found her with her head in between her knees under the steering wheel. And so that was like the connection that I make. That's why like my intuition is telling me that she passed out. I asked Dave, I was like, did you guys like on the pendulum board? I was like, did you guys even know that you guys were crashed? And he was like, no, like he had no clue that they crashed. But obviously, again, that's not like a credible thing.
You think he fell asleep?
I don't think she fell asleep because she was
Dave. In the back.
I don't think so because I thought on the Life 360 it said that his phone was on and active right before they crashed on that Life 360. But I don't think he was asleep.
Were you on Live 360?
I was not on that. That's that group that I was talking about, like Proctor and all those kids. That's his friend group with them. Like they had that. I wasn't a part of that.
That's really what's causing us to look at this from a couple of different angles. To be honest with you, because one of the Strongsville High School kids, I'm sure you know, sent us a screenshot saying, "Well, look at the Life 360. Look at the speed." To be honest with you, if we didn't get that, we probably wouldn't have looked even closer at the crash. And that's what we're trying to figure out. I know Mackenzie is in a very difficult position because you don't want to talk to the police in a case like this because you could say something that could get you in trouble. But when you don't sit and talk to me and tell me what happened, I have to assume, and I have to go by what I hear from other people and by evidence, as opposed to you. And so it's a tough balance. So I don't envy her for being this, and I'm sure she's for the rest of her life. She has to live with this.
Well, we had to get called back to the hospital because she was trying to kill herself because when she found out when Dom's funeral was, we were all there and she was like telling her mom, she's like, I'm going to that funeral. Like, I don't care if I'm going to the funeral. Like, she's that type of girl. You know what I mean? She's that type of girl. She's like, I'm going to that funeral. Like, either I'm going or you're not stopping me. Like, I'm going. And so I remember we left that day and the next day was his funeral and we had to get called back because she was like, with all the injuries that she had, she was ripping herself out of the bed, trying to get up and walk. And like, her dad like came up to me and was like, she's going to kill herself if she walks. Like, she's going to die. And like, she's like, we need you guys to like calm her down, sit her down, or else the cops would have to come in and like pin her down and tie her down and stuff like that. So we were able to calm her down at that point. So I know that's going to affect her life forever.
Weren't the cops called up there? The Metro Police?
I don't know if they were. It might have been that occasion if they were.
Yeah.
But
I think it was that day because she was freaking out.
Yeah, because I know when I was there was no cops that I could see. I thought that they were thinking about calling the cops if we couldn't calm her down.
Was she ever, was the idea of suicide ever even brought up? Like, Davion ever say anything?
Davion or Dom, no, they never. Davion, as much as he was mentally down, the last thing he would want to do is kill himself. His mindset was more if he was like, hey, I'm gonna buck this shit out and I'm gonna prove to everyone that I'm a strong ass dude. That was his way. I mean, he tore his ACL 2 days later. He's out there jumping, playing basketball. Like, he was a strong dude mentally and physically.
Did Dominic get any sleep that night? Like the night of the party, did you see him take a power nap or something?
I think when he was with Kenzie, he was sleeping. I'm pretty sure he was like cuddling because he had his head down like that, so I couldn't really like see if his eyes were open fully or not. So I mean, if he did, he did. But I don't know. I know Davion didn't. Me and Davion stayed up pretty much all night. I didn't end up going to bed till like 4, 5.
So what you're describing that night, Dominic and Davion and Mackenzie were all fine.
I mean, I can tell you guys, there's now certain the Burling houses, they did not own a single little like drop of alcohol. They not owned a single thing. They never owned a single drop of alcohol.
Believe me, we already know.
Yeah, so we know. I know there was no drinking, nothing like that involved.
No, I believe me, we know that. That's why we're not asking what happened. I'm just trying to figure out when they left. Were they on good terms? The whole night, was it just amicable, having a good time like you described, or was there fighting? Because again, some kids described there being a conflict, and that's why I asked you who was there, because I want to make sure that the people who are telling us, well, they were fighting, well, were you there? and of course they stopped talking to the police and they asked questions.
Yeah. And
that becomes the confusion on our end. So people who weren't there are telling us something, but then the people who were there don't want to talk to us.
Like I know Tyler
Does
Proctor.
that make sense to you?
Right, we're getting rumors from
of
people who weren't even physically there,
Right.
and then we go to the people who were physically there, and they don't want to talk to us.
And you just clarified.
So now, what
I
are we
know,
doing?
like,
Are they
Proctor,
hiding?
Croy,
Was there fighting?
Hoosney, all them.
Is this true or
They
is
have
it
no clue
false?
what they're talking
That's
about.
one click.
Right.
Those are
Yeah,
click.
well, right now they're all together. They weren't like Houston wasn't really as involved with them before the crash, but now after the crash, they've been more involved with each other, and like everything that they've said has been it blows my mind. And like where they get that stuff from, the whole fight and all that stuff, they get it from Tyler and Kenzie's background. They get it from their past. They get it from because Tyler thinks that he was Kenzie's escape route when Dom and Kenzie would fight. Kenzie would go run to Tyler and talk
Tyler
to Tyler.
Croy or Tyler
Proctor.
Proctor.
She would go and run to Proctor and talk to him about it. So he thinks he knows like all this fight and stuff and that they fought. But she's only ever ran to him when they fought. She's never ran to him when they've done something good or just to talk. It's only when they have fought. So in his mind, he thinks all they do is fight, and that when they fight, it's the end of the world type.
Do you think he was hoping she was going to come back to him?
I know he was pissed because she was dating Proctor, and then she ended up leaving Proctor for Dom. Like, she ended up getting with Dom while she was with Proctor, and then she left Proctor and to stay with Dom. So I know
he liked being her escape from him.
Yeah, I guess. I think there's a little bit of jealousy on it. I really think there's a little bit of jealousy. You might not like admit to it or like show it, but I think there's a little bit of jealousy under there.
Well, there were some rumors. I mean, well, some things we knew that Dominic supplied the school with marijuana and things like that. Was this ever a factor in the relationship between Davion and Dominic? Because I know Davion started kind of smoking weed just to cope with, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit to it. I've smoked with Davion before. Like, I'll admit to it. I'm not scared of admitting to it.
Hey, man.
Yeah,
eventually, it's going to be legal. So we're not worried about that.
I know that point, but I don't think so. I mean, the thing about Dave was, I know that I know for a fact that wasn't a factor, and it's because Davion didn't have enough money to be able to like just be like, hey Dom, give me, can I have this, can I have this, can I have this, can I get this, can I get that? Like, he didn't have money for that. So I knew that wasn't like a big factor in it. Like, Davion was never like, I think Davion just enjoyed their lifestyle, the way that they go out to the West Side Market all the time. They go out to Town Hall down in Cleveland all the time to eat. They just go out. They're constantly out doing stuff, having fun. I think Davion just loves that lifestyle. Like, Davion just loves being out. He hates being at home. I mean, it'd be 11 o'clock at my house. He'd be like, hey, let's go drive around. Like, I don't want to sit here. I'm like, okay, let's go drive around. It's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. We're driving around just doing random shit. Like, that's just his lifestyle. I think he loved just being able to be out all the time, like going to the zoo that day, then going somewhere else after that and somewhere else, and then finally to my house, like, or not to my house, to the Burlinghouse's house. Like, I think he just loved that lifestyle of being out.
Did he and do you think he and Dominic had a lot in common? I mean, you and him had football in common. You knew each other.
I think
what did he and besides music?
I think
they struck me as two different.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Completely two different people. I think Davion he would just play cool with it, I guess. I mean, like, I think the main thing that they connected on was the music. I think that was enough for them to, like, be friends. And I remember Dom telling me, like, he loves Davion, like, because I had them over at my house the one time, and I was like, we'd always talk about Dave, and we're like, hey, like, we love Dave. Like, they love Dave. Everyone just loves Dave. Like, everyone just loves Dave. So, like no matter.
Was that the night that we had someone check the house? Because we were out of town, and we had someone go by the house, and there were cars in the driveway. Landon, is there people at my house? Yeah. Get them out.
It was the night of the carnival home days.
Okay.
Where we went to the carnival, and they all came back to my house after the carnival. We're all just kicking it. But I know.
So that night, did they all leave, or did you let them stay?
Yeah, because we had the person drive by again.
They didn't leave. We just moved their cars.
Oh my gosh.
Trust me. And that night, as me and Rose were walking back, there were two drunk people from Johnny J's screaming in the middle of the street fighting, like two old people were screaming.
From our house.
Yeah, like the lady was like, "Fuck you, you're a drunk piece of shit. You left me all night," like screaming at him. And me and Rose was like, "Let's go, like let's get out of here. They're gonna get the cops called." It was crazy, but yeah, but no, I think I think they just related so much on the music level, and I think Dom wanted to help Davion out that way in the music. Gotcha. Like because I know they wanted to create a whole album. Like I remember when we went there, we went there over at Dom's house. He created the song that he has on the song of Millie. I don't know if you guys know the song of Millie by Lil Wayne. It's a beat. They used that beat over Dom to rap on. And I was there that night, and we were coming up with rap names for Dave. We were talking about Dom creating him a whole album and stuff like that. So like
he was that good?
Yeah, like he would. Okay. Dom would always produce music like that.
Wow. And
so, I think that's like what they connected on the most with the music. And I think Davion just tried to show him respect and clean up the house and just show respect in that form of way.
Side question, but do you think Mackenzie was close to Dom because of that the lifestyle, the potential for the future? You know what I mean? That everything you described about Davion, you know, there was potential in that relationship.
I know Kenzie and Dom were like, they've had a lot of ups and downs throughout the past, but like they were like left and right with each other. Like they when they were together, they were meant to be. Like they were together. Like Dom provided everything for Kenzie. Kenzie didn't work a job. Kenzie would live with Dom. Like Dom would provide her everything. Dom would buy her groceries. Dom would buy her clothes. Anything that Kenzie needed, Dom gets it for her. So like they had that like relationship where it's like they were like ready just to move on and marry and like, just move out of Ohio and just go on and live their life. Like they were at that stage in their relationship. I think they were together for like 5 years, something like that. 4 years, or maybe 6. They were together for a long time.
Not as much as you and Rosie. Huh?
Yeah.
How long have you and Rosie been together?
About 5 years now, since 8th grade.
She's going to OU, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen.
How you guys gonna deal with long term?
Oh, we've been doing good. I mean, we've had the past 2 weeks. We've been kind of on a break because of some stuff that's happened in the past. But just recently, she was over here the whole week. This week, she was over down here in Marietta with me, staying in my dorm with me.
Was it like 50 minutes from here?
Yeah, about 45. Yeah,
no, that's 45. Not bad.
Not bad. Nothing bad at all. And it's like at the same time, you also have so much stuff you can look at too. It's not like the drive down here from Charlottesville where it's just mountains. You know, there's like not that much to look at. Like,
it's boring.
There, it's like you're kind of going against the Ohio River pretty much the entire way almost. So it's like you have lots of factories, lots of cool things to see. So the drive goes by really quick.
Well, listen, I really can't tell you how much I appreciate you giving us your time. You've clarified and shed some light on things that we were unaware of, especially, you know, the dynamic that night. I said a lot of people are just giving us information based on rumors, and I would hate to, you know, people ask what's going to happen next. So what's going to happen after this is we are going to submit everything we have, the crash report, the body cameras, everything we've done so far. It goes to the prosecutor's office because at the time when the accident happened, Mackenzie was a juvenile. And so we, the police, we don't get to charge her with a crime. If there is a crime, we're not the ones who get to say this was an accident or this was an intentional act. We have, believe it or not, we have almost nothing to do with this. This goes straight to the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor's office will get to review everything, including those conversations, everything we've done, every person we talked to, every picture we took, everything, including the rumors, the people who sent us messages anonymously and sent us screenshots of social media. All of it has to go in. Generally, what they expect of police, Mike, is when you send me a picture of, hey, look at what Landon said, and you email it to me, and believe me, I got bombarded.
And I told him before we even came over, or days ago, that you guys have all that. The phones, right? Messages. I'm like, don't lie. I'm like, if they ask you something, if it was sent text or whatever, voice, they have all that.
You're not a suspect in anything. And neither is Rosie, neither is even Mackenzie. She's not. We're at this point just trying to say, listen, when I have 15 people coming to me and saying, hey man, she said she's gonna kill herself. But then the people who are close to her, people who are at the party with her, are not coming forward to say, no, they were fine that night. What am I going to believe?
Another thing that...
You know what I mean? Yeah. When I submit my report, the prosecutor's going to see 15 people saying she's trying to kill herself. Not one person saying they were fine that night.
Yeah, we didn't know the other two. We didn't know Mackenzie and Dom. We knew Davion.
The one thing I just realized too is a lot of people, especially Charlotte, do not like Kenzie. A lot of people do not like. They just do not get along. Like Kenzie.
Every time I dealt with her, she was pleasant.
Kenzie is like her go-to person is Dom. Like Rosie was like her first escaped friend, I guess. Like everyone else from Charlottesville, they do. That's why she doesn't go to the high school. It's because nobody likes her. Like they hate each other. Like she's had beef with everybody, girls, guys, everything. Like they just do not like. They do not associate. People from Charlottesville and Kenzie do not associate. So that's another reason why I think so many people are bombarding you with all this stuff that's false, is because they just don't like her. They want to see her. They want to see her down. They want to see her do all that. And I know that for a fact because a lot of people do not like her. Like Rosie was like one of her first only like truly friends that she has had in like years.
Right. But it's unfortunate because, you know, and that's not to put pressure on Rosie. Obviously, she's not here, but. Well, when your best friend is not coming to bat for you to say, hey, no, they were at the party, we were having a good time, we were watching TV, and she got mad because, you know, Landon ate her popcorn, and, you know, she was cuddling up with, well, when I don't hear this, and all I'm getting is the other kids saying, 1, 2, 3, you know, trying to kill herself, trying to do this. What am I, again, I have to submit my report. What's in it is what the prosecutor decides.
Not to mention, think of it this way. There's people in the community who are calling our chief, our boss, all the time. What's going on with this? What's going on with this? It's not every day.
Right.
30 kids drive into a building.
You don't hear much about anything.
They're requesting.
We were just, my wife and I were just talking about that.
I know Rosie.
We haven't heard anything about that. What's going on with that, you know?
Well, and that's kind of the problem is we can't do a thorough job unless people talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna talk to Rosie too and see if she wants to talk to me.
So,
unfortunately, she has to get a grand jury, but if she talks to us like this,
that route all the time.
we tell the
She
prosecutor
has really bad anxiety, and that's the reason why like she first off didn't want to talk at all. And so now that she has a grand jury, I'm gonna be like, hey, now she's gonna be a lot more anxious.
You sat through it.
On a route you always
sitting in front of a jury will cause a lot more anxiety than this. So like, she needs to know that and make sure. I don't want to put her through.
And that's exactly why we get all these rumors.
And if she has something to say to
but then the people who were there,
Rosie.
are like not talking to us. Like,
Mackenzie.
are they hiding something?
She's
Are we
helping
missing
her friend.
something? Was she tired?
Or are they afraid?
Or are they afraid?
Yeah.
Right. There's all these emotions. There's all these things that go into it.
Right. The cops are asking. The cops are.
Yeah, but we're asking because.
Right. I mean, we don't know. We weren't there. They were there.
I was assigned this case the day after the crash. I was never called out to the scene to look at the actual scene. I didn't, it was the next day. And so we have to, anytime there's death and the driver survives, there's going to be an inquiry. Anytime. If on our way back to Strongsville today, we get in a crash, I die and he's driving and he lives, he's going to be questioned by the police. Yeah. Like there's going to be an inquiry. If we both die, it's over.
Right.
But we have to, the community deserves to know, was there a malfunction with the car? Well, she's driving a Toyota. Well, Toyotas are good cars, but if there's a malfunction with the newer Toyota, maybe, let us know what happened. Like, when I get a text message from a kid showing 90 miles an hour in a 25, could be a bunch of things, right? Well, we don't want to see Mackenzie be prosecuted if she didn't do anything wrong. If there's something wrong with Toyota, then perhaps the families need to go after Toyota, the county prosecutor. There has to be an inquiry into, hey, if there's a mechanical problem with the car, we need to know. Right. The community deserves to know.
Was the accelerator stuck or something? You don't know. Yeah. You got to figure it all out. But listen, I appreciate it. Do you have any questions, anything we can answer for you?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm just glad I could have came out and do it. I mean,
he wanted to move on. He wanted to get this behind him.
I want to clean it up too.
That's why he was putting you guys off. Like, I don't want to do it.
It's not even that either. It's because we changed carriers, and now I get spam calls on spam calls on spam calls on telemarketing, spam calls. It could be Cleveland. It's just a bunch of random names. And so, I just never know if it's you guys.
Like I said,
whatever.
We're doing this for Mackenzie's sake. She deserves. If God forbid it's you, if you were in that car that night, if you took a ride and you were one of the casualties in that, your parents are gonna want
Oh yeah.
he and I to talk to
And he
every
could have
single
been. I
person.
mean,
And
he's
you
been
could
in the
have
car
been.
with them before.
Any of those kids could
Right.
have been.
And your family is going to say, "What are you guys doing to find out what happened?"
We think if Davion would have just came home with Landon that morning, he
And
would still be alive.
and you obviously know Dom. You know his mom's an attorney.
Right.
So now, if we don't do a thorough job, we have an attorney who knows what she's talking about.
Right.
Saying, "What the hell are you guys doing?"
Right. Or not.
Right.
And so that's why we're trying to, and I hate to have to compel or have to tell the prosecutor, hey, we got to talk to Rosie. Either she voluntarily talks or there's going to be a grand jury. The people who are not there, their voices are louder than the people who are there. And I know when you tell Rosie it's going to get to Mackenzie somehow, but the people who are at the party are quiet. The people who are not at the party are being the loudest and spreading the most rumors that unfortunately by mid-November I have to submit this to the prosecutor. I can't just sit on this case forever.
Right.
California, there was a fatal crash. The nurse who killed 6 people. The next day she was charged. The very next day. I've been sitting on this case from August 1 when I got assigned it. I'm trying to give all these kids an opportunity to say, hey, it's a difficult time, but listen, I don't want you to listen to the rumors. Here, I was there. Here's what I know. And if it's an accident, it's an accident. Mackenzie, regardless of what happens, whether she gets charged or not, she has to live with this for the rest of her life. That is very difficult.
I don't wish that on anybody.
I do appreciate your time. I turn off the camera, and I'm also